5, and I would like to call this meeting to order. Secretary Sievertson, would you please take roll?
Senator Brawl.
Here.
Senator Barry.
Present.
Senator Branham. Senator Collister.
Here.
Senator Connor.
Yep.
Senator DeCall.
Here.
Senator Dominguez.
Present.
Senator Fornerado.
Here.
Senator Hornsby.
Present.
Senator Hurtado.
Present.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Muir.
Here.
Senator Ortiz. Senator Price.
Present.
Senator Rosales.
Present.
Senator Sidweeks.
Present.
Senator Withers.
Present.
Senator Worley.
Here.
Thank you. Now would you please all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Senator Barry.
Move to approve last week's minutes.
Second.
Senator Barry moves to approve last week's minutes, seconded by Senator Sedweeks. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. Senator Fornerado.
Move to approve this week's agenda with the amendment to move Resolution 543 United We Stand to new business.
Second.
Unanimous.
Senator Fornerado moves to approve this week's agenda with an addition of moving Resolution 543 to new business, seconded by Senator Worley. Unanimous was called. Motion carried. At this time, I would like to open up the gallery to anyone who would like to speak with the Senate. And would you please state and spell your name as you approach the Senate?
Do you want me to spell my name, Zara?
Sure.
Okay. Andy, A-N-D-Y, Rigenhagen, R-I-G-E-N-H-A-G-E-N, just so you guys know. Well, we're wrapping up the semester, so I wanted to give you just the last updates as far as checklists and deductions go. So you have Senate responsibilities through next week. The final checklist will be due Thursday at 5 p.m. next week. So that's after the banquet. If you guys do office hours on Friday, you will still need to do your office hours on Friday, even after that checklist is submitted. And I will still be verifying the time cards the next Monday. If all goes according to plan, all of the deductions will go to the scholarships office by that Monday, the Monday of Dead Week. So, are there any questions about that? Senator Hornsby.
Are deductions going to count as fees that could put holds on accounts, or will they just carry over to fees for next year?
No. So my understanding, and any would be maybe better to answer this question. My understanding is that it will be put on your account as a change to your scholarship. And so it will be like you owe Idaho State University for the amount, the difference between the deduction and your scholarship amount. So if my understanding of it is if you like request to have your transcript sent to someone, it would be like a hold on your account. That's my understanding of it.
And just a friendly reminder, would you all please be sure to speak into the microphone at any point when you ask questions or have discussion? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do I need to state and spell my name?
Yes, please.
Kadrick Peterson, Kaderick Peterson. I come to the Senate not as the finance officer, but as a student. I'm currently enrolled in individual and organizational behavior, and we are required to do a project on an organization, and my group has decided to do our project on ASISU. So with that, I just wanted to get the Senate's approval if we were to write up a survey and send it out via the listserv. If some of you could try and answer that, and if that would be appropriate. So what do you guys think? Senator Callister.
Senator Callister.
Sorry.
I think it's fine.
Okay, is that unanimous? All right, thank you guys, appreciate it. Oh, and just try and be honest on it, you know, it's anonymous, so. Thanks.
Thank you, Kadrick. Would you please state and spell your names for the minute?
Corey Cox, CORYCOX, student manager of Benny's Pantry. I just wanted to finalize your guys' drive. I received 634.94 pounds due to your donation, and there was over 150 individual boxes of cereal donated. So I just wanted to say thank you, and we really appreciate it. That's all. Any questions?
Thank you. Would anyone else like to approach the Senate at this time? Seeing none, we will move on to our announcements and correspondence, starting with Debbie Green from the Scholarships Office.
I still have to have my coffee. So I'm Debbie Green. I'm the Associate Director of Scholarships. So ASISU Scholarships for Fall 2016. We processed over 700 applications in the Bengal Online Scholarship System. ASISU scholarships still continue to be the easiest for students to apply to, as they should be. Last week, each of you received a list of the recipients recommended by the scholarship committees. A total of $62,690.72 to be exact has been awarded by the scholarship committees. No amount exceeds 25% of full Idaho resident tuition. And so I'm here to ask for your approval so I can move forward on awarding these students.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Green? Okay, I would entertain a motion. Senator Barry.
I would like to move to approve this semester's ASISU scholarships.
Second.
Unanimous.
Or do we have to roll call? Roll call.
Senator Barry moves to approve this year or upcoming semester's ASISU scholarships, seconded by Senator Fornerado. Roll call was called. Secretary Severson, I will hand the time over to you.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Callister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fornerado.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz. Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Yes.
Senator Withers. Senator Worley.
Yes.
Seeing that, the motion is approved.
Good luck on finals and have a good summer.
Thanks, Debbie. Okay. Up next, we will hear from Val Davids.
Good evening, Senate. Tonight, I have a club that you're all well aware of, 1901. And what they have done is they've changed their name just a little bit. So it's 1901 Student Alumni Association. And I have Jessica here. They've updated their constitution and provided some more chairs in their club. And so I'm going to turn the time over to her and let her explain some of the changes in their activities.
So, like she said, my name is Jessica Clements, and I'm the current president of 1901 for the next couple weeks. We have updated our constitution from the one that we had initially when our group first started out, and we've gone through a lot of changes since then. When the last constitution we had on file was from September 2014 when we were established, and at that time we had no connection to the alumni, which is why we have added that designation on officially as our name. 1901 Student Alumni Association is our official title, and we've actually been going by that for the bulk of this year. We just haven't officially put it in the Constitution. So now it's there, and we will be referred to as 1901 still in like a commonplace kind of thing. As far as the other changes, we have threshed out a few things that are specific to our organization as far as our election processes and how we run transactions, those kind of things. But for the officers specifically, we had a standard officer set up before, the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary. And this year we operated with 2 additional officers who were in charge of membership and fundraising. And moving forward, we will have a vice president, a president, and then we've gotten rid of the other officers and added 4 chairs who are in charge of our 4 pillars or our areas of focus. So there's a director or a chair of improvement, one over tradition, one over history, and one over connection, which connects our students to the alumni, to the university, and to each other. Any questions?
Senator Price.
It's just a comment that I noticed that 1901 does a lot of school activities and pride of orange and black, and I really appreciate that as a senator and a student, that with the homecoming event that you did, like flawless, and then bringing up the Bengal Eyes on the Rendezvous Center. I can't wait to see what more that 1901 can bring.
We have a lot of great plans, and we appreciate all that you guys are doing. I'm graduating, but we are handing off to Katana Belknap, will be the next president, and I'm sure you guys all know that she will be great, and she will do great things for ASISU next year, and for ISU next year. And also, while I'm here, I'd like to say thank you, and we do very much appreciate being awarded the Club of the Year for this year. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Senator Collister.
I move to approve the name change for 1901 to 1901 Student Alumni Association and their constitution changes.
Senator Collister moves to change the name of 1901 to 1901 Student Alumni Association, as well as their constitutional changes. Seconded by Senator Sudweeks. Unanimous was called. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your award.
See you at the banquet next week.
I'm just looking for one of my clubs just to see, is there anyone from the International Society of Automation? You're here. Oh, he's here. Sorry, he's here.
Yep.
You're hiding in the back. Okay, so I have the International Society of Automation here. And they have gone through their constitution and updated, and I'm going to turn some time over to Wyatt, and he'll tell you what those changes are.
And Wyatt, would you mind?
Yeah. So my name is Wyatt Beebe. I'm the president of International Society of Automation. We used to be instrumentation systems of automation, and we decided to expand to International Society of Automation because there's an actual organization out there that caters to the industry that we us graduates come out of. So basically at ISU, we cater mostly to the EsTech department, which I know most of you haven't really heard of that, but we're we're basically like 2-year programs for electronics and nuclear operations and that kind of stuff. And we provide tours, guest speakers, fundraisers for all the students. And we really try to encourage employers and stuff to come give speeches and talk about industry. And for example, this last week we had industrial networking guy come and talk to all of the students and club members. So that was really neat. So that's kind of what we do. Changes that we've made has been updated since 1999. We changed kind of like the responsibilities of each, like the president, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer. We outlined finances like min and max expenditures. We just made a lot of things more clear because it was very broad before. So we're trying to become more active as a club. We've been pretty inactive, honestly. So we're trying to come out of the dust. So yeah. Any questions regarding our changes or anything?
Wyatt, just for the purposes of the minutes, would you mind spelling your name?
WYATT. That's the first name, Wyatt. Then last name Beebe, B-E-E-B-E. So 2 E's in the middle, 1 E at the end.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's that? Yeah. Actually, no, it's not.
Senator Collister.
So just to make sure I'm
Yeah.
clear, you changed the name of your
Club. Yeah.
And you've made some changes to your
Constitution.
Constitution.
Yes.
Senator Colister.
I move to approve International Society of Automation's name change and constitution changes.
Seconded.
Senator Colister moves to approve the name change to International Society of Automation, as well as their constitutional changes. Seconded by Senator Sudweeks. Unanimous was called. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Actually, it's outside. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. The last club I have, does Stella? The club, this is a brand new club. This is the Women of Color Association. And it is a student-run organization comprised of women of various ethnic backgrounds. The organization strives to promote a better understanding of the various needs of women of color and the issues that they are confronted with globally and locally at Idaho State University. And these guys have worked really hard this year to get this club going. And I'm going to turn the time over to Stella, and she will tell you about their club and some of the purposes, other purposes they have, and some of the activities they have for the upcoming year.
And Stella, would you mind spelling your name for the minutes?
Stella.
And your last name as well, please.
Okech. So with our organization, what we really wanted to focus on was addressing the issues of race, sexism, and other forms of prejudice that manifest themselves in the lives of women of color. We want to celebrate the differences among women of color also and bring light to the issues that are going around on campus involving women of color. Because we're such a minority, we want to kind of have a voice for ourselves so people will recognize the issues that we face and stuff like that. Some of the events that we would plan on doing over the year is we want to have panels, discussions, and stuff like that. And we also have events where we celebrate women of color and just women in general and just show talent that we are just more than just people who like work in kitchens and stuff like that, you know, just like show that women do have talents. They are just equal as men also. So, and do you guys have any questions for me?
Senator Sudweeks.
Okay, so I love it. I want to know, as a member of this club and as a student here, like what this club means for you.
Well, this club really just means like building leadership qualities within women of color and just like bringing us all together, you know, so we don't have that huge separation and gap between women of various ethnic groups and stuff.
Senator Colister.
How many members are in your club currently? Well,
As of currently, we have 16 people.
Senator Price.
What activities do you guys see yourselves doing in fall 2016 and spring 2017?
Well, one of the things we wanted to do was host kind of like a talent of some sort where we'd call it What Women Can Do. And we'd have all the different women on campus can just kind of show some of the stuff that their talents that they have and stuff like that, you know. Like we were going to have like Michelle, I don't know if you guys know her, like do henna, and then just have some of the girls who can dance and sing and stuff like that, just like perform and stuff, so.
Senator Muir.
I move to approve the Women of Color Association.
Second. Yeah.
Senator Muir moves to approve the Women of Color Association, seconded by Senator Sudweeks. Unanimous was called. Motion carries.
Thank you, Senate. And I just want to say it's been great working with you guys this year, and great job you guys have done, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Val. Okay. Up next, we will hear from President Smith for her President's Report.
Hello, guys. So as all of you are aware, I sent out a resolution to each of you today about the diversity on campus. as I hope all of you have been made aware, actions were taken by members of the community on our campus, which did not support diversity and which attacked specific groups. And so I believe it's important to speak out and denounce those actions taken on our campus that threaten different diverse groups. And so I really hope that we can pass that resolution to show our support of all of our diversity on campus and the students that are students, faculty, and staff members here at ISU who, are just like any other student and should not be unfairly subjugated by different people in our community who have feelings against them. It is unfair that this was done on our campus because I know the majority of our student body do not agree with it and have actively stood out against it. There's also currently a movement on campus called United We Stand, which is what the resolution is called as well. So please stand as a front against prejudice and discrimination on our campus by supporting that. Everything else that we have dealt with today will be brought up in at different times, but I do want to thank all of you guys for all of your hard work this year. It's been a pleasure working with each and every one of you, and no matter what decision is made moving forward, I really support each and every one of you and your voice and your commitment to your different cohorts, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys. That is all that is going on. Katana wishes that she could be here, but she's currently at the State Board of Education meeting getting our budgetary issues approved. So thank you guys all for your support and work this year. And that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Senator Collister.
So I love your resolution and that it gives a statement that we are very diverse here on campus. And I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't been stated already. So I was just wondering if you'd look through to make sure that it hadn't.
There was no resolution that I found in the last 5 years. And that's why it was brought to my attention that though we in our mission statement do mention that we support integrity, diversity, things like that, it's important that especially in this specific time and with us denouncing the actions taken on our campus, that we also have a resolution in support of those who were singled out during those actions.
Thank you for putting this forward. Make sure that's stated.
Thank you. Any other questions for me? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, President Smith. Okay. Up next, we will hear from our committees, starting with our pro tempore committee meeting.
Thank you, Senator Withers. So Senator Withers would just like to thank you all for putting in a good year of Senate, and to the head chairs as well for taking that extra initiative and guiding the senators in those particular groups. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Price. Again, as a kind reminder, please make sure that you speak clearly into the microphone when you speak. Up next, we will hear from our Finance Committee. Senator Branham.
Thank you. So today when we met, we had one match deposit request. It's from the Medical Assisting Club for $366.66. So I move to approve the match deposit request totaling in $366.66.
Second.
Roll call.
Senator Branham moves to approve the match deposit request for $366.66, seconded by Senator Fortunato. Roll call was called. Secretary Sievertson, I will turn the time over to you.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham. Yes. Senator Collister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fortunato.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado. Yes. Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir. Yes. Senator Ortiz. Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Okay. And with that, the motion carries.
Okay, so last Thursday, we also met to count incentive points. And so with all of that done, I move to approve the incentive points at $6.99 per point.
Second.
Senator Branham moves to approve the incentive points for a total for $6.99 cents each, seconded by Senator Fortunato. Roll call was called, so I will turn the time over to Secretary Severson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Colister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fortunato.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz. Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
With that, the incentive point amount is approved.
So also in finance, like previous years, the finance committee approved Tyler Little to approve any match deposits that's turned in throughout the summer until the next finance committee meets. And then I move to amend the ASISU 2016-2017 budget to reflect a 0% cut to the Bengal newspaper line item budget.
Second.
Roll call.
Objection, discussion.
One second. Okay. Senator Branham moves to amend the budget that was passed previous weeks for the 2016-2017 budget with a 0% cut to the Bengal newspaper, seconded by Senator Fortunato. Objection called. Senator Branham.
I'll open it up to any questions.
I guess this was just a quick question.
Out of order. Senator Worley.
Quick question towards your motion. We had proposed something during caucus. I'm wondering, are you doing it in two separate motions? Okay. Previous.
Roll call. Roll call has been called. Secretary Severson, I will turn the time over to you.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Colister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fortunato.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
No.
Senator Hurtado.
Abstain.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Abstain.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
With that, the motion passes.
Thank you. I move to no longer financially cover any line item deficits effective fiscal year 2015-2016.
Second.
Objection, discussion.
Senator Branham moves to no longer cover deficits beginning the 2015-2016 correction year, seconded by Senator Barry. Objection was called. Senator Branham.
I'll open it up to any questions.
Senator Worley.
I just wanted to propose a friendly amendment towards the motion to add in the option that with a review through Finance Committee and a petition for the contingency fund, funding may be approved towards any deficits, basically in the same style that a club can go through the contingency fund.
I accept.
The second must also accept or reject the friendly amendment.
Accept.
Okay. As it currently stands, the motion is to no longer cover deficits for starting in 2015-2016 budget, with the friendly amendment that contingency funds may be used just like every other club to cover these costs. Senator Collister.
So to make sure I understand this, in the past, when deficits have been had, they have come to us directly and asked for us to fund their deficit? Or have they gone through the club method as before?
We are not 100% sure at this moment. However, it is likely that they are just funded through whatever's left over from the current budgets.
So it was just happening. It wasn't going through the channels of the finance committee.
No.
Okay. Previous.
Previous was called. Roll call. I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Collister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fornerado.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidwee.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
With that, the motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Branham. Following up, we will hear from our Rules Committee.
Thank you. Bill 509 and Bill 510 will be released from rules. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, appointments and review.
We have nothing new to report, but I would like to thank all our committee members of appointment and review for this year with the interviews and the reveal of the governmental constitutions. And we are doing the appreciation token this on the banquet. So thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Following that, we will hear from our Outreach Committee.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to all the senators who came out to the events that we put on this year. I think it really helped. And a big thank you to my committee for helping put those on. That's all I have.
Thank you. And last but not least, our Communications Committee. Oh, excuse me. Second to last.
Second to last. Yes, thank you guys very much. So as you guys can see on the lovely TVs behind me and in front of some of you, we have 2 submissions of the ASISU t-shirt design. So if you want to, so this is the first submission, the front and the back, and then if you want to go to the next one, please. This is so the picture on the right was supposed to be just like a black triangle because I assumed that the back would just be black because that's all I got was the front. So excuse the whatever is on there. So here's the front of the shirt. And yeah, so I would like to move to vote on the design of the t-shirt. So either 1 or 2, I guess you can put on the sheets.
No motion is needed to vote on this.
Okay.
You are welcome to just write 1 or 2 on your orange slip of paper. Senator Collister.
I just had a quick comment. I'd like to see from the audience, since this is the first time that we really get to see the t-shirt, which one that they would vote for. So if you would like number 1, if you could raise your hand. I just want to see what you guys want.
Okay. Those in favor of number 1.
And then those for number 2. Thank you.
Okay. Please fill out your orange slip of paper and then pass it to Senator Johnson.
No. We never do this.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like 15 vote for number one and 2 vote for number 2. So with that, the first t-shirt will be our t-shirt for next year. So thank you guys very much. That's all I have.
Thank you, Senator Johnson. And then now, last but certainly not least, Service Committee.
Thank you, Senator Withers. So for our last service event for you guys is going to be on the 16th, this Saturday from 11 to 12:30. If you could please meet in the ballroom, you'll be helping the Admissions Visitor Center with their big recruitment day for juniors on Bengal Visit Day. And you'll be helping set up for the organization fair for the juniors that will be coming to visit ISU. Please wear orange and black colors. If you don't wear orange and black, it won't be considered a sanctioned event because they want you to wear orange and black supporting ISU so juniors can see that U.S. students are supporting ISUs, of course. Again, it is from 11 to 12:30, so you must be there the whole time to be count. Other than that, I just like to thank Service Committee for doing such a great job this semester and last semester for creating those events and really helping out with our biggest event. This year was our Benny's Pantry. So thank you.
Senator Collister.
Oh, what day was that?
This Saturday on the 16th.
Thank you.
Senator Worley, do you still have a question? No? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Senator Price. Okay. Up next, we will address our old business, starting with Bill 509 from Senator Dominguez.
In the Senate, Bill 509 by Jonathan Dominguez, College of Arts and Letters, sponsored by Americas Hurtado, Division of Health and Sciences, Michelle Price, Division of Health and Sciences, Noah Johnson, College of Business. This bill will update the minimum membership requirement for new student organizations to register. It is ISU Constitution Bylaws, Article 9, Section 1, Clause 3, Subsection D. An organization must have a minimum of strike 12 at 10 currently enrolled students as an active member at the time charter is sought. An organization from Idaho Falls campus must have a minimum of 8 currently enrolled students as active members at the time chartering is sought. The majority of their constituency sorry, I apologize, and programming will be drawn from and center on the Idaho Falls campus. In order to retain its registered status, the minimum number of members must be maintained. Should membership status fall below the requirement number of members, the organization will be placed on probation for a period of 1 academic year. At the end of the probation period, the organization status will be reviewed by the Office of Student Organizations and Greek Life, and a recommendation will be made at the time. An updated roster showing at least a requirement number of members may be submitted to the Office of Student Organization and Greek Life at any time during the organization's probation period. At the time the club or organization may be released from its probation status, recommendations for exceptions to this policy will be made by the Office of Student Organizations and Greek Life. Does anybody have any questions?
Senator Branham?
What was the purpose behind you writing this bill?
Reducing the amount of the number of people that the club that wants to register need to have in order to be a club. Instead of being 12, it will be 10.
Senator Muir.
I think kind of what Stacy is asking is more like, did someone approach you about trying to bring this down? Like, why are you doing it?
It's mostly because I feel like if we want to show involvement in the students and show a variety of different clubs where people can feel involved, can feel in it and won't feel judged. And if we want more clubs to start and maybe have some changes around the school for other students, I feel that to have a less minimum requirement for students to have to start their own club, it will be helpful. And also, I know that it's really hard to keep, for some clubs, it's really hard to keep 12 students registered to be a club. Because, like every year you have to have at least 12 students to keep a club active. If not, like it's said in the bill passed, you will be on probation, or the club will no longer be active the next year. Does that answer your question?
Senator Branham.
Have you had experience with clubs that have had a hard time keeping that 12?
Yes, some of the clubs that I'm actually in charge of, one of them seems that they're gonna die next year, and I feel that that's really bad. Well, I shouldn't say die, like just like not continue active next year. So I feel that if this will be helpful to keep them active for next year also.
Senator Price.
It's more just a comment on the bill that going to different club meetings and seeing the different clubs, like the Green Up Club, they can barely get their 12 members to even show up. It's mostly just the executive. So I think the executive makes up five positions: the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and the sergeant arms. So other 5 students are doing the work as well. So I think that the 10, at least you have 5 executive to meet that half would be good. Why question of 12? Why do we have 12 people that need to be registered? Why is the question of 10? I think that if you double it, at least that would be a good club as well. And you can also count on the enrollment, since we are projecting a down enrollment, that we want more students to be involved and we don't want these clubs to die. And other initiatives as well with clubs, that we're part of an organization that our nationals only require 8, but the school requires 10. So we make sure that we keep our 10, but in national standards, we only need 8. And a lot of other Greek and national society organizations have a minimum requirement. This one just exceeds more than others.
Any additional questions for Senator Dominguez?
I move to approve Bill 509.
Second.
Roll call.
Senator Dominguez moves to approve Bill 509, seconded by Senator Barry. Roll call has been called. I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Pass.
Senator Collister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fornerado.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Abstain.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Okay, so most of the clubs I'm involved in have low numbers, and it is a hard thing to get people to go and try to find those 12. So lowering that would help those little clubs, or the clubs that people are just so busy with the program, but they still want to be involved. And it will allow the people that do want to, without hindering more people, to try to find. So with that, I vote yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
And with that, Bill 509 has been approved. Okay. Up next, we will hear Bill 510 from Senator Branham.
In the Senate, Bill 510 by Stacey Branham, College of Pharmacy, sponsored by Mary Cruz Hurtado, Division of Health Sciences, Jordan Withers, Division of Health Sciences. This bill reassigns ASISU line item accounts to the senators on the ASISU Finance Committee. ASISU Senate Rulebook, Article 2, ASISU Senator, Section 7, line item assignments. The Senate pro tempore will assign each of the strike 13, add 7 senators, strike not on the ASISU Finance Committee to 1, add, or more ASISU line item account. Senators must contact their assigned item account, strike each month, add, and report to the ASISU Finance Committee once during the fall and spring semesters. I'll open up to any questions. Move to approve Bill 510.
Second.
Roll call.
Senator Branham moves to approve Bill 510, seconded by Senator Fornerado. Roll call has been called. I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Collister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez,
Yes.
Senator Fortunato,
Yes.
Senator Hornsby,
Yes.
Senator Hurtado,
Yes.
Senator Johnson,
Yes.
Senator Muir,
Yes.
Senator Ortiz, Senator Price, Senator Rosales,
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks,
Yes.
Senator Withers, Senator Worley.
Yes.
Okay. And with that, or will anyone like to change their vote? No. Seeing none, Bill 510 has been approved. Okay. Moving on to new business, we will hear Resolution 540 from Senator Branham.
In the Senate, Resolution 540 by Stacy Branham, College of Pharmacy, sponsored by Jordan Withers, Division of Health Sciences. The purpose of this resolution is to reassign ASISU line item accounts to the senators on the ASISU Finance. Whereas the ASISU Finance Committee annually sets the line item account budgets. Whereas the ASISU Finance Committee should be updated on the line item progress throughout the year. Be it therefore resolved, we, the Associated Students of Idaho State University Student Senate, are in full support of reassigning the following requirements to the Finance Committee in the Service Scholarship Rulebook. Contact assigned line item account at least one time per month and report to the ASISU Finance Committee once during the fall and spring semester. Finance Committee members only. I'll open to any questions. Move to approve Resolution 540.
Roll call.
Senator Branham moves to approve Resolution 540, seconded by Senator Rosales. Roll call has been called. I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl,
Yes.
Senator Barry,
Yes.
Senator Branham,
Yes.
Senator Colister,
Yes.
Senator Connor,
Yes.
Senator DeCall, Senator Dominguez,
Yes.
Senator Fortunato,
Yes.
Senator Hornsby,
Yes.
Senator Hurtado,
Yes.
Senator Johnson,
Yes.
Senator Muir,
Yes.
Senator Ortiz, Senator Price, Senator Rosales,
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks,
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Okay. Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, Resolution 540 passes. Okay. Up next, we will hear Resolution 541, read by Senator Rosales.
In the Senate, Resolution 541 by Mackenzie Smith, ASIC Student Body President, sponsored by Mariela Rosales College of Education. The purpose of this resolution is to increase school spirit. Whereas ASISU senators are elected to represent the student body, whereas ASISU should promote school spirit around campus during the day of the Senate meeting as well as during their meeting time. Whereas the ASISU bylaws state senators must wear orange and black as well as their name tags every Wednesday. Be it therefore resolved, we, the Associated Students of Idaho State University Student Senate, are in full support of adding the following requirement to the ASISU President's duties and responsibilities in the Service Scholarship Rulebook, wear Bengal Pride gear and name badge every Wednesday. Open to any questions, comments? I move to approve Resolution 541.
Second.
Senator Rosales moves to approve Resolution 541, seconded by Senator Sudweeks. Roll call has been called. I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl,
Yes.
Senator Barry,
Yes.
Senator Branham, Senator Colister,
Pass.
Senator Connor,
Yes.
Senator DeCall,
Yes.
Senator Dominguez,
Yes.
Senator Fortunato,
Yes.
Senator Hornsby,
Yes.
Senator Hurtado,
Yes.
Senator Johnson,
Yes.
Senator Muir,
Yes.
Senator Ortiz, Senator Price,
Yes.
Senator Rosales,
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks,
Yes.
Senator Worley,
Yes.
Senator Colister.
So the only concern I have with this is that I don't know if it's actually going to be a real problem anywhere except for the College of Technology, but things like the name tag can get in the way of our work sometimes for some of us. That's my only concern with it. So I'm going to vote no.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, Resolution 541 has been approved. Up next, we will hear Resolution 542, read by Senator Rosales.
In the Senate, Resolution 542 by Mackenzie Smith, ASISU Student Body President, sponsored by Mariela Rosales, College of Education. The purpose of this resolution is to add additional requirements to the Senate Service Scholarship Rulebook. Whereas the ASISU Senate hosts the ASISU Ambush annually as a fundraiser. Whereas each member of the ASISU Senate should have an active role in ASISU's largest fundraiser through volunteerism. Whereas the ASISU requests volunteers from several other organizations around campus in order to successfully run the event. Be it therefore resolved, we, the Associated Students of Idaho State University Student Senate, are in full support of adding the following requirement to the ASISU Senate's duties and responsibilities in the Service Scholarship Rulebook: volunteer at ISU Ambush. Any questions?
Senator Collister.
Has there been a deduction, or is there any way a deduction for not doing this that's been set?
Not that I am aware of personally, but I know in the fall when we did it, only a handful of members volunteered at the event, and not everybody was present. So I feel like this is ASISU Ambush. It's called ASISU Ambush, so ASISU senators should participate and volunteer.
Okay, and just to clarify, anything on your checklist can be deducted for if you do not fulfill. And the set amount is in the rules. $20. All right. Senator Worley.
I just wanted to say for some of the other senators to kind of keep in mind that when you're voting on this, a lot of the times for why these three senators over here don't really help in some different situations is because we can't. I know that a lot of you know that College of Technology is run a little bit differently. Well, here's kind of how we roll. In the summer, we have to spend our entire summer trying to keep up on everything that we've covered through every single semester that we've gone through before. So that means if you're in sixth semester, you have to go through 5 semesters worth of lab books and notes. And on top of that, all of us work full time, or we work 25 hours or more. Over the summer, I will kick up to 40 hours or more, or 60, just to try and keep the bills paid. So I don't think that I'm personally going to vote no, because I'm not going to force somebody to put themselves through even more things when I don't think they should be punished for being a student at the same time as being a senator. I understand that if they have the time, then yes, they should volunteer. But if they don't have the time, I'm not gonna force them to, because some senators do have time and some don't.
And just a clarification, this resolution is about helping on the day of the event, September 17th, which occurs during fall with the beginning of school and does not take place during the summer. Senator Hornsby.
So this isn't necessarily speaking in support or against this. I'm just relatively confused because I thought this was already supposedly mandatory, because if I remember correctly, we were threatened with deductions for not helping with this event this year. So I'm curious about that.
It may have been spoken at one point or another that deductions may occur. However, it was never formally written as a deduction.
Interesting.
But Senator Rosales, did you want to respond?
I have a question for Michelle. Was the ASISU Ambush sanctioned this fall semester? I can't remember.
As a service event by service committee, no, it wasn't. But as this moves to, it's more of a stability that you have to attend this event versus, like, I know we did the scholarship calling, and I know senators said it wasn't a service event, or we're just postponing our meeting, so they denied to go to that, even though that technically is service, but wasn't sanctioned by service. So I guess this is more just kind of like a ground rule that senators have to be there for their checklists as a service event, but it won't be counted as your service requirement, that the one you still have to do whatever service event does. or sanctions.
Senator Connor.
What is the purpose for making this a stipulation? Are we just trying to get more help from the Senate there, or is it? Yeah, I'm just kind of confused. Why are we doing this now?
I think before it just hasn't been established. From my experience from volunteering at the ambush, there was quite a bit of few of the senators that did attend. It is called the ASISU ambush. This is a fundraiser for ASISU, like for us. And so I feel like in support of volunteering, because I love volunteering, I feel like it's something that we are doing for our name, for ourselves as senators, or like for the ones that are senators. And I feel like it's fully supports, or it says something about ourselves supporting our own fundraiser. And it is understandable. Sometimes can't make it. Stuff happens on the weekend, but I feel like because it's in the name, it's something that really, something that we should, or not approach. I can't think of the right word. Like support.
Senator Hornsby.
Am I allowed to comment or only ask questions?
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Okay. I personally feel like this is an extremely important event to have pretty much all of the Senate attend. Like, not only because it says ASISU in the name, but it's also like our first major event that we throw for the year. And this year, I know that Katana ended up spending a ton of time on this because she did not have as much help as she would have liked. I mean, and that was before the day, whereas this only makes the day mandatory, but still, I think if we can't even make it to our first major event, that's starting the year off pretty rough. I think like that doesn't look super great. And so I think I honestly feel like there's no reason people shouldn't be able to go to this. I mean, yeah, there are reasons, like, you know, I think people should be allowed to like excuse this if they have conflicting schedules. Like, I don't think you should be deducted for this if there's nothing you can do about it. But I definitely think this should be, excuses permitting a mandatory event.
Senator Collister.
Some thoughts of mine are when people say ASISU, they always seem to be referring to the Senate or the executive branch. No one ever knows that the judicial branch is a thing. But ASISU is the Associated Students of Idaho State University and is comprised of every paying, is it full tuition? I think it's just paying full tuition members of campus. And so by saying it's the ASISU ambush, it's not saying it's the Senate's ambush or the executive branch's ambush. It's saying it's all the students of Idaho State University. So that's one thing. Another comment that I have is if we were to change the wording of this bill to go from volunteer at ASISU ambush to more of a volunteer for, so then it would be more open-ended, because as Senator Hornsby mentioned, Vice President Belknap was quite caught up trying to get all the preparations ready for it. And so if we changed it to for, then we could help with the preparations, and that would count for the checklist, as opposed to at, which would be just the event. And those are my comments.
Senator Price.
I yield my time to President Smith.
President Smith.
So first, I'd like to state that because it is the ASISU ambush, we are the only ones who are able to utilize the funding from the ambush. And if we're going to be utilizing $15,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 from an ambush that we are putting on, I feel like each and every one of us should be contributing to that, because we unilaterally get to decide how that money is utilized every year. Secondly, I understand that people have other commitments that are going on, but if this is in your line item requirement, whatever it is, if this is in your stipend checklist, you are given from the moment you are elected, actually before you are even elected, before you decide to run, you are given notice that this is a requirement for you, and that if you do not meet that requirement, you will be given a deduction. So you run under the understanding that one day out of your fall semester, you are required to help out with an event that only you benefit from. All of our other volunteers do not benefit at all from volunteering at the ambush. They do not get really any kind of monetary gain for their club or organization. And yet every year we require them, or we ask that people volunteer at our event, when half the time we can't get half of our Senate to volunteer at our own event, the only event we put on throughout the year. You guys complain about how they say we have piss poor communication and how we do nothing, and then you aren't willing to help out at the one event we do a year. That is unbelievable to me, and that only we benefit from, because only we get the funding for that event, and then we can use it however we want. We could do anything with it, and as long as it was, not attacked, we could do that. If you guys are truly a Senate who believes in doing what is right, I believe that if we are going to ask other people to volunteer knowing that they get no monetary gain from that, then we should be willing to volunteer, because we are the only ones gaining monetary gain from that. And that's why I wrote this resolution, because it's unfair that other clubs bring 60 or 70 people to an event, either running the event or volunteering at the event, and we can't get 5 of our senators at that event.
Senator Hornsby.
I have a question for President Smith. So being that this is your resolution, how would you feel with potentially amending it so that rather than mandating that we attend that one day, rather people must help with it in general? Because maybe, because I know Catawba needed a lot more help than just on that day. So would you be accepting of people helping out, set it up beforehand or take it down or deal with the development?
I mean, the one thing is that the development, 90% of that happened during the summer. And I doubt many senators are going to want to help with that during the summer. But I mean, if we want to make it so that they can help with setup, tear down on the day before, the day of, and the day after, that's one thing you guys could consider. But at the event, if we're asking people to volunteer, I don't see why it's such a hardship that one day out of the semester you have to volunteer at something that your organization is putting up. That's like saying that you're in a club and then refuse to help out with the one event that the club puts on a year.
Senator Hornsby, I apologize. That was your last time speaking during this discussion. Senator Collister, this is your last time speaking during this discussion as well.
I'm aware, Senator Withers. So in a yes or no question, would you approve it if we changed it to help with the preparations of the ambush / like on the day? So help with the ambush.
I feel like that's really ambiguous. So if you talk to Katana about the ambush one day, can you say that you helped her with the ambush? I'm not going to do a yes or no fashion, because that's not.
Ask the question. Follow up. Can I do a follow up?
Yes, you may do a follow up.
Okay. Now I forgot my follow up. Give me a second. I got this. It's coming to me. It was, if we were to put in a required amount of time that they had to spend to like 3 hours helping with the ambush. So it was a specification of it has to be at least 3 hours to count. Would you be more accepting of it?
So you would rather help out for 3 hours than the 1 hour you're required to help out on the day?
It's only 1 hour event? Okay, 1 hour then. Sorry.
Out of order.
I'm sorry.
Senator Barry.
This is unrelated, but what good things did we purchase, or like what would we use our ASISU ambush funds for this year?
The Bengal Eyes on the rendezvous. And years before that, it's been flags to show school pride. I think one year they bought, I know that this year we're also considering flags from last year's contingent, or from last year's funds that they never were able to utilize that will go on campus. So the flags you see that have like students' faces on them as you drive up Martin Luther King Jr. Way on each of the light posts, that's something that we also fund.
Thank you.
Senator Branham.
My concern with changing it, with the amendment that's been discussed, is there's no real way to quantify like who's helped and how much. And so that would be my concern, is if it's just the day of the event, that's pretty simple. You have to be there that day. Where if you put it, oh, you just help with the ambush, like it's been said, it is very ambiguous and it leaves it up to a lot of interpretation.
Senator Muir.
Speaking on behalf of myself and Des for a second, I think that while we do understand that there's issues that come up, we would rather have a lot of help on that day, because I don't think Katana had enough people and she was very stressed out. And in order for it to be a smooth event, we need as many people there as possible. So helping out beforehand is great, but having people at the event is better.
Senator Connor.
Who decides what happens with that money? Because I don't remember us talking about the Bengals. Did that happen before I became a senator, or?
Because it was not a requirement for senators to be at this year's ambush, it was the people who put on the ambush that had the say in what happened. So anyone that put on the ambush, so myself, Zara, Katana, were given that choice. With this resolution, everyone would then be given a choice as how those funds were utilized. But because no one else is given those responsibilities except for myself and Katana and Zara, who also helps us during the summer, we were given those unilaterally. So this would also help you guys to have the Senates in future years have more of a say of how those funds are utilized, because at this time, we don't have to ask you guys how those funds are going to be utilized, because you guys aren't required to do anything with the ambush. You don't put it on. The executive branch puts it on, and then you guys volunteer at it if you're willing to.
Senator Worley.
So I'm curious, the resolution states that we're required to be going, and you say that we would have the choice of where the money goes, but I don't see that in the resolution.
Because you guys are helping put it on, which is a requirement now in your thing, you guys would be able to use those funding. That's just how it's been acted every year. That's a precedent. It's not a policy, but because you haven't been required to help out, and Katana, myself, and Zara were required throughout the summer through our checklists to work on the ambush and meet certain goals, we were given that right to use that money however we felt necessary, as the executive has always been done, because we put it on and it's within our checklist to do so.
At this point, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Oh, I move to approve Resolution 542 as read.
Second.
Senator Rosales moves to approve Resolution 542 as read, seconded by Senator Berry. Roll call has been called. I will turn the time over to Secretary Severson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Berry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Collister.
Don't hate me, President Smith, but no.
Senator Connor.
I vote no, on the fact that I think there's more that needs to be done on this resolution. I don't have a problem with us being required to be there, but I think more information needs to be given to the senators about what is happening with everything. And so my vote is no.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fornerado.
As a theater student, there have been a Senate meeting that I have missed, and there have been a few things on my checklist that I know will be lacking because I have chosen to make those things a priority instead of something that was on my checklist. I understand that this needs to be a priority, and understand if it doesn't happen, it's going to come out of that checklist. I'm not asking for those times that I did not complete those things. I did not ask for any forgiveness. I understood the consequences. And I think this bill is saying this should be a consequence if you cannot do it. So with that, I vote yes.
Senator Hornsby.
I would like to basically second everything Senator Fornerado said. And, and what just reinforce what I said earlier, this is our first major event that we put on for the year. And almost all the students here have had to make a sacrifice for one event or one, checklist item at one point or another. And so, if you run for Senate and you from the beginning know that you can't make this, you make that decision at that moment that you're going to sacrifice, this event on your checklist or that other thing you needed to do outside of the Senate. And especially where Michaela, or I guess President-elect Muir, would desire most of the time being on that day, I would have to vote yes.
Senator Hurtado,
Yes.
Senator Johnson,
With it only helping the ambush flow better and making everything flow better, and also giving senators more of a voice anyways by saying, hey, we get to say where the money's spent now. And if you're going to be there anyways, it's nice to at least be able to say where the money goes. So with that, I vote yes.
Senator Muir,
Yes.
Senator Ortiz,
I was at the ambush this year, and there was only 5 senators, and everything was kind of hectic, especially for Katana. And we were all aware of this event before we even ran. So I think we all could have planned and to be there. So yes.
Senator Price,
Yes.
Senator Rosales,
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks,
Okay, volunteering, helping out, regardless of it. But we are a Senate, we are for ASISU, and I understand that people are busy. I've had to take things because of my priorities conflicted, but this is a huge event. It needs a lot of people. And it's not fair with that. And so I think that it does need to be on the checklist for Senate, and therefore I say yes.
Senator Worley,
I agree that it does need to be on the checklist. I just don't agree that it needs to be on in the way that it's being pushed forward now. I think it is too ambiguous in the way that they're putting in now, as in there's no requirement for how much time gets put in. It's just help. So I could say that I went to that event that day for 5 minutes. I showed up and I helped. I have some other issues with this bill, but I'm just going to say that I agree with the College of Tech over here, and I'm going to vote no.
Would anyone like to change their vote? No? Seeing none, Resolution 542 has been approved. Up next, we will hear Resolution 543 from Senator Hornsby.
Personal proof.
Oh, okay. In the Senate, Resolution 543 by apparently Braxton Hornsby, sponsored by Mackenzie Smith, College of Arts and Letters, Mariela Rosales, College of Education, Ramila Peral, School of Graduate Studies, Jonathan Dominguez, College of Arts and Letters, Carly Sudweeks, College of Education, and Michael Fornerado, College of Arts and Letters. The purpose of this bill is to show ASISU support for diversity on campus. Whereas Idaho State University is comprised of a very diverse membership of students, faculty, and staff members. Whereas the Associated Students of Idaho State University is proudly comprised of students from various backgrounds, cultures, and lifestyles. Whereas recent acts within our community have negatively impacted the student body and the feelings of security around campus. Whereas Idaho State University should be a safe environment for every student. Be it therefore resolved, we, the Associated Students of Idaho State University Student Senate, embrace a friendly, warm, and safe environment for all university members and our united front of respect, tolerance, and diversity that is free from prejudice for everyone on campus.
And just to clarify, President Smith is still the writer of this bill. However, being the first sponsor, the duty of reading the bill fell to you.
Okay, I was greatly confused about how to go about that. I apologize. Are there any questions?
Senator Worley.
It's not quite a question. I just want to say that I think this bill kind of says everything that, or this resolution says everything that we stand for. I don't think that there needs to be a discussion upon this unless you really feel that you are for prejudice and racism and any other sort of things. To me, this is a unanimous. It doesn't need a roll call for a vote. I feel like we all agree on this. I mean, duh.
And just to clarify, a roll call would still be needed regardless. Because it's a resolution.
I
Out of order. Senator Hornsby.
Sorry. I agree with you. I believe this resolution essentially encompasses everything ASISU stands for. I believe that it largely serves to demonstrate our support and reinforce our feelings, especially in this time of I don't really want to say tragedies, this great sadness that has overcome us due to the events that have occurred recently, specifically those targeting LDS and Muslim members of the community. And so I agree with you. I don't think this is necessarily something that needs to be stated to define our beliefs, but more so to offer comfort at this time to those who might need it.
Senator Hornsby.
I move to approve Resolution 543.
Second.
Senator Hornsby moves to approve Resolution 543, seconded by Senator Sudweeks. Roll call has been called, so I will turn the time over to Secretary Sievertson.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham. Yes. Senator Colister.
I agree 100%. Yes. Sorry.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fornerado.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz. Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweeks.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, Resolution 543 passes. So that concludes all of our new business. At this point in time, I would like to open the gallery up to anyone who'd like to approach the Senate.
Sorry, I'm keeping you guys here longer. So just something I want to comment on. Traditionally, our ASISU t-shirts have said ASISU on them, and we can always ask that the creator of this t-shirt adds in ASISU onto the design, and we can change designs if we want just the front and just the back or just the back of a t-shirt. One thing to also keep in mind is that our t-shirt budget for next year was cut by $1,000 because of our 2% cut. And so to have a t-shirt with a front and back design would be extensively more expensive, and therefore we would have to pay more, so we would not be able to give out as many t-shirts next year. So something I want you guys to all consider before we leave the meeting, because once we leave, we can't change our minds. So it doesn't say ASISU, which traditionally our t-shirt has always said ASISU, and we have a front and back t-shirt design currently that if we continue with, we will be giving out probably about half as many t-shirts next year as we did this year.
Senator Colister.
How many t-shirts left over did we have this year? Percentage?
I couldn't give you exact numbers, but I know we have about 4 boxes left over right now. Hence the $1,000 decline in the budget, so that it would be made clear that we need to be more smart with that. But to then add another budget cut would be almost exuberant.
Senator Colister, this is your second time speaking.
This is a motion, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
I move to change the design of the t-shirt to have only the front, and that the artist will include the ASISU on the shirt.
ASISU logo.
ASISU logo on the shirt.
Seconded.
Objection, discussion.
Senator Colister moves to amend the design of the shirt and make sure that the front of the shirt remains the same and the ASISU logo be placed somewhere on the shirt per the designer's request. Objection has been called. Senator Colister.
So I didn't know whether to vote for the front or the back, but I thought the front looked really good myself. So that's why I voted for the front. And now I yield the rest of my time to President Smith.
We can also ask that it be made into a front-only shirt and leave that up to the decision of the artist with the understanding that ASISU must be on the front of the t-shirt. So that way the artist can come back with a t-shirt design similar or almost the same to this, but perhaps they want to put "Every Bengal has your back" on the front so that it's not just half a quote. That would be allowed. With the understanding that ASISU be added to it and that nothing that is not appearing here can be added. So that way we're not going to come back and there's going to be something crazy that we didn't see, but it gives the artist a little bit of an ability to make it a front-only shirt.
Senator Sedgwick.
I really like that idea because I like it all because I think with Strengths and Stripes, "Every Bengal has your back" is like a really good quote. And I think that should at least remain. So I think allowing the artist to use what he or whoever already made it, but make it into a front t-shirt. So to save our money and have ASISU because we're ultimately ASISU and because I want to get all of that. So there we go.
Senator Connor.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the front only shirt.
Out of order. We are currently in the middle of another motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have nothing to say.
Senator Dominguez.
This is more like a personal opinion about the design. If we decide to do the front only and put the whole quote in the front, I feel that the Bengal will look better in the front and take the scratches or the thing in the front is. I don't know exactly what they are. But I feel that the Bengal in the front will look better if we just have a only in the front type of shirt.
Senator Colister.
Seeing as this is our last week and we're not going to be able to really visualize the example of the shirt for next year, would it be possible to have the artist submit a different design with the concepts we've had and then have our incoming senators approve the design? No, that's not possible. Okay.
That is not possible just due to timing concerns. Usually it is the president who updates the design for the t-shirt because they are here this summer. Senator Hornsby.
I propose that we once again ask the gallery about their thoughts on the shirt since this will pretty much be their first shirt. I don't know if we can do that.
Someone must yield time. Senator Berry.
I yield my time to Des.
Okay, thank you. Honestly, as much as I'm sure this artist tried, I cannot see a lot of students wearing the t-shirt the way it is now. The cloth things are just the shirt itself is very hectic. If you had to pick just one, I would pick the Bengal because that is the mascot, not the cloth. I think the cloth with the Bengal by itself is super powerful, but I don't think the cloth needs to be there. And I think that it makes the shirt really busy, and it's going to be more expensive, and I have to pick one to do the Bengal. I feel like it's a good idea.
I'm sorry, but that is out of order. Someone must yield you their time. Senator Connor.
I yield the gallery my time.
I just feel like it's a good idea to allow the artist to make the decision and just make a suggestion and let them know it can only be on the front due to cost.
Senator Fornerado.
Move to committee. All right.
Or you could just suspend the rules so everyone can talk. Either one of those would-
And just to note that when we move to committee, if we move to committee, the recording will continue. So Senator Fornerado moves to committee, seconded by Senator Barry. Yeah, this has been called.
Point of order or clarification.
Senator Gollister.
What's committee?
Essentially discussion.
Open discussion?
So everyone can talk.
Discussion that doesn't follow parliamentary procedure and isn't on the minutes. Senator Worley.
We're still in a motion. Are we still allowed to make a new motion?
We are in discussion / committee right now, so no new motions can be taken at this time.
So the motion to committee cannot be taken.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, so that would mean the motion to committee could not be taken because we can't make another motion over here.
We would have to move out of committee and then address the current motion that we're in order to make a new motion on the t-shirt designs. Senator Sutton?
I think Senator Worley is saying that the motion to go into committee can't be made because we're already in a motion to talk about the shirts.
Exactly.
I was just.
I'll allow
I
it.
think he's.
All right, let's break procedure.
So should we have a vote on who?
Unanimous. So, thank you.
Roll call. If we're gonna vote on going to committee, I'm gonna say roll.
We'd have to move out of committee.
We'd have to move out of committee to do a roll call. Committee's just like we're
Apparently
talking.
Okay, well, we did a move to committee, so I was confused.
Yeah, so we can move it, like go to committee, but we'd have to move out of committee to actually do any votes anymore. Yeah, so, because committee is, yeah, committee's discussion off of the minutes.
Apparently, I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Why'd you make that motion?
So we didn't have to raise our hands and give time.
That's good.
Okay.
Might have just been
Say that
faster
before
to
going
do
to-
time now.
So we're gonna
Let's get back on
still,
track here.
we're still gonna have some order to this, but you guys are welcome to have discussion.
Okay, I'll start it off then. I think that the whole shirt is awesome. I really like it, with the exception of the ASISU. And so my thought is, why not pass the design for the front shirt and give the artist some creative integrity or whatever you want to call it with what he's got there to move it to the front.
I guess I'm confused at what we can do. I mean, we can ask the artist to do that, but then it will be after, because we're running out of time. So I'm really kind of confused at the options we have.
Okay, so in the past, they haven't had long, extensive discussions on the redesigns of the t-shirts. The president has just worked with them, the designer, over the summer, and then they work out the best design updates. But in the past, at least, Senate hasn't necessarily voted on each specific point they want to change. Not to say you guys can't, but just know that even if you guys make changes, you could still have the president change things over the summer to make everything the way that it needs to be.
So you can go. I don't know. So in the past, if something like this had happened, we would have said, okay, well, what Mackenzie had said then, we're going to have them.
Right, you just work with the designer.
Okay.
And so usually it's just you picked the design and then they work with it to make it applicable to ASISU, since a lot of times the students don't necessarily know that we want our logo or, you know, the year or whatever. But yeah, you can just come.
So can we like say that we approve the artist and the shirt needs to be ASISU logo on it and on the front. Please make it happen. Work with the president. In better words.
And say we're reopening it for X amount of time. It must be done by, it must be approved by the incoming president and the Senate. So she would send out an email to all of these senators to approve it within the first month. And then they would have to have everything done by August so that it can be given out to students at the beginning of the school year next year. So we can reopen it if we absolutely have to. If you guys think that it would be better to reopen it with the guidelines that ASISU must be on the t-shirt and it must be a front-only t-shirt, and then let the next Senate decide that, but there would have to be a timeline in place for them to do that so that it's not just August comes around and we don't still have a t-shirt.
I like that.
Adam, did you have a point you'd like to make?
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of say what she said. I mean, we all get a whole bunch of t-shirts, so I think this should be one that that everyone really loves and the students would really wear. So personally, I would recommend opening it back up, give some specifics, get a good t-shirt that says ASISU and it's front only so that you can get a lot of them, and just get a design that you really, really, really like. I'm not a big fan of this, with all due respect to the author, the creator, but I probably wouldn't wear this t-shirt very much. So that's really my opinion.
That's cute.
So you guys can make a motion after we get out of this motion and you rescind the motion if that's what you decide to do.
Okay.
To reopen the t-shirt contest. Resend, and so then, with that, it would be resent out to students. Students would have a deadline to be decided upon, which is usually about 2 weeks after the send out date, so 2 weeks from tomorrow or Friday when any has the ability to send that out. To be decided upon by the incoming president and student senate. That way, it gives these guys the opportunity, but we're also gonna get a t-shirt that is front only and has ASISU on it, because I don't think those guidelines were specified to any of the artists, and because of that, I feel like it's unfair to vote on a specific thing because none of the artists knew that they had to have those. So telling them that they have to pick and choose from a t-shirt design that they made isn't fair because they didn't know that those were our guidelines. So reopening it just gives everyone a better opportunity.
So is this called the what do we call this event of drawing t-shirts?
ASISU t-shirt contest.
Okay, reopen the ASISU t-shirt contest.
You have to rescind your motion first though.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure that that's clear.
And just to add on to that, we probably want to ensure that a timeline is attached to that motion.
2 weeks from tomorrow. Are we allowed to cooperate this?
Move to leave committee.
Second.
Unanimous.
Senator Brandon moves to leave committee, seconded by Senator Rosales. Unanimous has been called. We are now out of committee.
Write everything down.
Senator Collister.
I rescind my motion.
Senator Collister rescinds his motion. Okay. Senator Collister.
I move to reopen the ASISU t-shirt contest with the stipulations that the new designs have the ASISU logo on the front and that the shirt is front only. This contest will close in 2 weeks and the incoming president and senators will vote on the final design.
Unanimous.
Senator Collister moves to reopen the ASISU t-shirt contest with the stipulations that the ASISU logo must be present on the shirt, that the shirt be front only, that the contest closes in 2 weeks, and that the new senators and executives have the opportunity or they get to vote on the new t-shirt design. Seconded by Senator Worley. Unanimous was called?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. With that, I would like to, we have no, well, would anyone else from the gallery like to approach the Senate? No? Seeing none, we will now proceed forward to the fight song.
Fight, fight, fight for Rainbow School. Freedom's our arcade. Bring the victory home to us, with the girls out of our state. ISU, ISU, fight, ISU, fight, ISU, fight, go, 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 Eagles, go.
Senator Fortunato.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Senator Fortunato moves to adjourn, seconded by Senator Rosales.
Roll call.
Roll call has been called, so I will turn the time over to Secretary Severson.
So close. We do it love, Mike.
Out of order.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Barry.
Yes.
Senator Branham. Senator Collister.
Yes.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Fortunato.
Yes.
Senator Hornsby.
Yes.
Senator Hurtado. Yes. Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sidweek.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
I just wanted to say, you guys all look shocked. We've been planning this for like a week, but yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, the motion carries. I will now turn the time over to Secretary Severson to take roll.
Senator Brawl.
Present.
Senator Barry.
Present.
Senator Branham. Senator Collister.
Here.
Senator Connor.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Here.
Senator Dominguez.
Present.
Senator Fortunato.
Here.
Senator Hornsby.
Present.
Senator Hurtado. Senator Johnson.
Present.
Senator Muir.
Here.
Senator Ortiz. Senator Price. Senator Rosales.
Present.
Senator Sidweek.
Present.
Senator Withers.
Present.
Senator Worley.
Here.
And with that, the last Senate meeting of this year is adjourned.
No.